My guitars, I also have a very personal experience with them. This one is called Reina, as in queen. I have one which is called Gloria, which is a guitar that sounds glorious, but she's very unreliable because she breaks strings. The other one I have is called Esperanza, which is hope. She's very reliable. So this shows you how we have certain anthropomorphic relations with these things, right? But you want them to be human only to a certain extent, not too much. Do you people drive cars? Have you noticed that sometimes you talk to your car? And usually it's when it's giving you shit. Come on, one more time, baby. Come on, one more time. Just come on, one more time. It's normal. We think that they will listen. With this stuff, it's the same thing. You have a very personal relationship, for good and bad. But sometimes when it gets too human, it gets very complicated. It gets very complicated. And it happens to humans too. I think I call this the bitchiness tolerance coefficient. It's how much human you can handle. And I apply this when I was looking for a mate, my wife. Because and this is not only exclusively for women. This is for guys too, because I can be a bitch as well, right? So what you look for in a couple is somebody who's bitchy but just right. Because if they're not bitchy enough, they're fucking boring. You know, they're like, but you have such a plain, one-dimensional personality, like, ugh. If they're too bitchy, they'll drive you crazy. They'll make you cut your ear off or shoot yourself or shoot someone else. It's too difficult. So what you want to find is someone who's just right for you, just right for you. Now, what you have to keep in mind is that the bitchiness tolerance coefficient, I put a star there because it's mine. If you use it, you have to use it. It changes over time. It changes over time. So you may marry a person in your 20s which has a bitchiness coefficient of, say, 3, but you will see by the time they hit 60, it has evolved to a ripe 3 or 4. So you need to account for this, okay? With machines, it's similar. Like, you don't want them to be too bitchy. Like, you talk to Siri, you know, your Siri on the phone, hey, Siri, and sometimes it's like, ha, 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 that's, yeah. But then you can have other examples, like you remember Hal in Space Odyssey 2001? He's like, oh, I want to do things my way. It's like, no, Hal, no, please don't do it. Or did you watch this movie, Her? Yeah? I was wondering one thing. Amanda, she decided to leave. Like a normal girlfriend would leave, right? She's like, I just can't, like, I've had enough of you, bye. Fuck. And I'm wondering, did the guy get his money back? No, seriously, because this is supposed to be a machine. But clearly, there was too much bitchiness coefficient in this machine. Too much to make us feel comfortable. If you really want to humanize a machine when people are creating artificial intelligence, I have one suggestion. I would suggest they do the following. They tie the coding to a horoscope and factor that in. So depending if it's a Libra, Pisces, it gives you different answers. If you really want to make it human. I think that's brilliant.